Well, good afternoon from Shaolin here in New York City, Staten Island. And this is just day 11 of the Vlogmas daily challenge. And have you ever thought about how many mistakes you made or how many changes you needed to do in order for you to get to a place where you feel most comfortable? Or if you ever looked at your life and think, man, it's just not going the way it's supposed to go? Or have you been there where you feel like you've achieved certain levels of success and maybe influence, and just that one moment in time where you made poor choices or made some questionable remarks, or maybe you misspoke, you found yourself like reeling from what you just said? Have you been there? Comment below if you have, so I know I'm not alone. Or maybe you've been to a place where it just feels like you can't do anything right. I'm just trying to be real this morning or this afternoon. It's like, my goodness, why can't you get this thing right? Why can't you get your act right? Why can't you get your business right? Why can't you get your church ministry right? Why can't you get your relationship right? Why can't you get your fathering right? And you just get overwhelmed with so much frustration about what you're getting wrong. And you feel like you'll never get it right. I've been there more than I care to admit. Just constantly questioning my moves and my motives and my actions and all these things. But I think the most integral part of looking at my mistakes and the issues that I have in my life is really kind of going back to center and the motives. Because I think the motives that we have, we're really, I shouldn't say really, it's the anchor for the things that we are trying to achieve. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have everything scripted out for me. I don't have my whole life, in front of my face where I could say, okay, I'm going to make a mistake there, I better change it now. Or, looking at my vlogs the past couple of days, and even in my teachings, I realize I come out with certain concepts and ideas and directions and teachings that were not necessarily directly explained in what I was teaching, but was expressed. Like, for instance, last night I was teaching from the book of Proverbs chapter 13, and that particular chapter of scripture talks a lot about, finances and wealth and laziness and all of that stuff. And after I did my Vlogmas 10 submission, I realized, you know what? You could cheat your way to success. And it's like, what do you mean? You didn't say that explicitly on your teaching. I wish I did. I wish I knew what I was saying, but I really didn't know what I was saying until I reviewed it. And then I realized, you know what? I'm telling people that, hey, you don't have to be the one that have to create the car you drive in, or be the one that has to create the computer in order for you to lay out your plans, or be the one that starts a whole industry, right? There are people that have done that. All you have to do is maximize their effort from your own side of the fence. And then also, it's not like having to make people do success for you, having to make people do your work for you. You can actually do it for yourself. So it's easier, or it's a lot simpler than we think. And instead of making up certain things and having to answer the questions for ourselves, we could just follow somebody's pathway who's already answered those questions. So, hindsight being what it is, I come back and I realize that, hey, this is best achieved this way, but in the moment that I was doing it, I didn't know. So hindsight is just powerful, but your motivations, your reason for doing the thing that you did, behind every action you made and every mistake you made, is really the chase. Not necessarily perfection and delivery and perfect conversations and perfect answers, but rather wholehearted, gracious, kind, loving motivation. What was the reason why you did the thing you did? You know, it's the core of who you are, your motto. Because we're never going to get it right at the first try. And if you have gotten it right at the first try, well, beginner's luck, I guess. But you always have to learn. You always have to advance. You always have to bring knowledge from out of your mistakes. And like I said in earlier videos, link below, mistakes can become milestones. But your motivation, the inner working, your core reason why you do it is the one that you really, or I should really, I'm thinking about myself, I should really work on. Why did I do the thing I did? For what purpose? For what expected outcome? What exactly was I doing? What exactly was I thinking? Is it for the benefit of others? Is it for the good of people? Or was it self-serving? Was it for the sake of keeping my feelings unhurt? What was it exactly? And when we look through our lives over mistakes and over choices we made, we have to look and really not nitpick the actions and not necessarily just tweak those actions, but rather go and search our motivation, search the core, search our anchor, because in them is where we'll find true and prolific changes. Why did I do the thing I did? What was the purpose behind the words that I said? Why did I attack or attach or abandon this thought, this relationship, this, this issue the way I did? And you have to find out. Was it because of self-centeredness? Was it because you wanted to preserve your face? Was it because you wanted to look apart? Or was it because you love people, because you wanted the best for people, or because you were mission-oriented and you were trying to achieve a mission? I think that's what I'm telling myself right now. Look at your motives. Look at your motivations. See where it leads you. And if it brings up to you that, hey, you know what? Your motivations were wrong. You were motivated by different things, maybe by money, by prestige, by fame. I can't tell you what your motivations are. I can only explore my own motivations and my own motives. But I anchor to the scripture from the writings of Paul, where it says, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are lovely, if there be any good report, if there be any virtue, if there's any praise in it, think on these things. And so, for me, that's where I'm looking at on this 11th day of December. Until next time, everybody, thank you for listening.